What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to The Big Thing. Well, the big thing today is definitely Spider-Man No Way Home. That trailer caught fire. I mean, it really did. It was going everywhere, millions and millions of views. I mean, if you put up a freaking reaction to that thing, you get millions and millions of views. Except me, I get 20,000, but hey, it's good enough. Either way.
It ain't the old days anymore, partner.
It ain't the old days, but the old days are here a little bit because Mark Ellis is joining me, and that's right. And we are going to be talking about not only what we thought of the trailer, but what is this movie going to do box office-wise? It's a different time, you know, with streaming and all that, but is it going to be a big, massive, blockbuster, $300 million opening? What's it going to be? We're going to talk about it in just a moment on The Big Thing. Here we go. I'm ready for it. Are you ready for it? Well, we'll figure it out in a second. I caught the tail end of it.
I mean, you got this.
I got close enough. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen.
How's it going to do in the box office with, street?
Box office breakdown. Welcome back. It is.
Oh, no.
It's the big thing, everybody. And I got to tell you, first and foremost, thank you to all of our new subscribers over the last couple of days. I know that a lot of people found the show, didn't know we were doing a new show, and now you're over and you're joining us, and I'm happy that you are. Appreciate it. I did a whole thing on my Facebook page, and new people came on over. But then those new people haven't seen me with you in a while, buddy.
No, they haven't. Brand new. You got to stop with these panicky texts you sent me.
What did I say?
Because you sent me a text like, I don't know, 3 or 4 days ago, like, hey, can you do the show this week? Well, you followed it up with, fans think you quit.
But that's the truth. That's the truth.
Okay.
They did.
Okay.
At one point, they were like, "Oh, is that it? You just roped us in with Ellis, and then he's not coming in." I was like, there was a couple of different things. I'll tell you what, people. I know you don't like to hear compliments.
No, I don't.
I know, but you're a very responsible human being. You are. You are. You look disheveled, but you're not. You called me up and you said something. You just like, hey, there's some. I've been traveling. I did this.
Been working.
Yeah,
Kristian,
you've been working. I've been doing some stuff, and he knows that I have kids around and. Just play it safe.
Mm-hmm.
When he tested, he gets tested, and here we go. We're doing.
Oh yeah, totally healthy. Yeah,
that's what
you know people. You're in close contact with people, so you try to go through the protocols. 100%. And I go to Vegas in a couple weeks, and there I have to not only show proof of full vaccination, but I also have to. And this is just for the comics, I believe. Yeah. But I also have to show a negative COVID test within 48 hours of arriving to. Once you're in Vegas, they're like, "You made it here.
Good luck.
Best
to you.
of luck."
It's not the worst thing that's going to happen to you.
Probably not.
Yeah,
probably not. Got a lot of people coming there. It's going to be.
Yeah, and this week with CinemaCon, word on the street is that the Ghostbusters is pretty good. People are talking about that, saying Ghostbusters is going to be a great movie.
I'm very excited about Ghostbusters Afterlife. I like the connective tissue.
Right, man.
What else are we looking at? What else is what's like a big movie that everybody's buzzing about?
Matrix. They showed a trailer. Ooh. I think they showed a show. They haven't released it. There's Batman. I think they showed some stuff. There's a lot of different things.
Got one of the Mission Impossibles in the can that we're selling.
Yeah, but I don't know. I think that Universal had a big thing because they were talking about Jurassic. What the hell is it called? This one, Jurassic.
Well, it's Jurassic World
3, 2,
yeah,
3.
Yeah, right? Jurassic World
3.
No Way Home, I believe.
No, but they did.
The title of it.
No, they don't. That's the movie we're going to talk about now. But No Way Home for Spider-Man, I think that they showed stuff and then they actually released it to the public because I wonder when they were going to release it though.
Yeah, so the thing leaked from CinemaCon, and then they're like, "Well,
it leaked from CinemaCon."
Oh,
did
okay.
It
leaked.
think so.
I have no idea. I don't watch
some disgruntled editor or something.
I don't watch the leaked stuff. Yeah, and it's not because I'm not interested in it. It's just because the first time I see, you know how I feel about trailers. I effing love them. Yeah. They're not ads, as far as I'm concerned. Yeah. They're tiny pieces of art, and so I want to see in the best light. I don't want to see like the grainy footage, like back in the old days when it's like a shaky camcorder taping the Phantom Menace trailer.
This is what this was apparently. I didn't watch it either, but it was like a guy's cell phone, like all the way back. But it was like some editor or something. It was really, and people watched it.
Well, it used to be an editor,
but they got rid. That's right. Well, unless who knows? Maybe it was slick enough that they didn't figure it out. But either way, they leaked it out, and I think that's probably why they just released the fucking thing.
Because they said something I never really believed anyway about that trailer or about the movie is that they weren't going to release any trailer for it. They were just going to be like, no, it's coming out in theaters. I think Feige had some sort of comment, and maybe the internet took it and ran the wrong way with it, which happens occasionally. Yeah. But the fact that the movie comes out December 17th, I think,
something like that,
and you combine that with the fact that it was already leaked, so a lot of people got a chance to maybe check it out.
Right.
But then you have the official trailer come out, 355 million
crushed
YouTube views.
Crushed
Is humbling for two folks that have been on YouTube for a while. And it also is beyond shattering a record. And we live in a day and an age where it feels like every big movie that comes out, like Mortal Kombat had the record for a minute on YouTube views.
Right.
And so we don't really know what the metric is. We're still in the infancy, comparatively, of having a trailer debut on YouTube.
Right.
And so you're going to continue to see records break. But, man, that's a big number.
Because it was Endgame was the previous one, I think.
No, I think it was Mortal Kombat.
Mortal Kombat beat Endgame?
No, maybe Mortal Kombat was like an R-rated trailer, but Mortal Kombat trailer set some sort of record.
Yeah, it didn't really do much for the movie, but
it probably did though.
That's true. That's true. Maybe
just because the movie wasn't beloved,
maybe it did better. Maybe it did better for them than it would.
I think a lot more people clicked on that movie or went to go see it because of the trailer.
Sure.
And I think the same thing with Spider-Man. I mean, the trailer has to deliver, and the Mortal Kombat trailer did, but this one, the Spider-Man one,
Buzz also though.
You generate a lot of buzz.
Yeah.
You involve other characters in the MCU because we got, so far, MCU fans, if you're talking about like getting back into the theater, getting excited about this stuff, you get your Black Widow, which is pretty much a standalone movie. You get some other shades of the MCU in there, which is awesome. But it was a really good standalone movie. And then you get Shang-Chi, which is a great movie. But
you saw it as well.
Yeah. It is. Oh my
good martial arts film. Let's go back to, because I talked about it with Coy for a bit.
Yeah,
about Shang-Chi.
Well, he's much more of an MCU.
No, but you and I have seen a lot of movies together. So like, and there was a thing that they compared it to The Raid that I had an issue with, but I didn't see it yet, so I don't know. But
then why are you having an issue?
I'll tell you why.
I know why.
I'll tell you why.
Because it's PG-13.
No. Not. I just wonder if Alonso Duralde would react the same way to this that he did in The Raid.
Alonso Duralde. We have a great
story. Well, but I want to keep you on track though with the Spider-Man stuff.
My head's going everywhere.
Yeah, sorry, but you're back to but the fact that they did this with Shang-Chi and everything, the way that
pretty much a standalone MCU. You do get shades of stuff in there.
Yeah,
but it's more of a standalone establishing story, and it's a great movie. But then you have Spider-Man. And people already know Spider-Man.
Right.
And then you have Doctor Strange pop in. And then you have Doc Ock at the end. And it's like, this is not just involving more primary characters in the MCU. This is going all the way back. And this is involving anybody that's ever appeared in a Spider-Man ever.
So it's
a lot.
No, but it's also Into the Spider-Verse did this, right?
Yes.
And
very well.
Very well. And then the introduction of the multiverse and the fact of in Loki, they explore a lot of this stuff, right? So that's in there too. So it's not going to be foreign to those people who have seen the Loki series that they're going to have to explain it to people who are just watching the movies and not watching TV, right? Like how they're going to do this and how they're going to do it with Doctor Strange.
Right.
But they do all this in the way that they set it up, and people are like, "Oh my God, how do they not? I can't believe they didn't show Tobey Maguire. I can't believe they didn't show Andrew Garfield." They showed the goblins. First of all, you don't know if it's going to be Willem Dafoe or Dane DeHaan, so don't be don't be. You did hear his laugh. You do hear the.
Oh, is that the laugh you hear? I just assumed it was.
Sounds like the Willem.
That assumed it was
Dafoe
Doc. I didn't. Yeah.
Yeah. And so
I woke up. I watched the trailer. I made myself a shake. Like I didn't go back and like.
I watched it like 3 times.
Deep dive it.
I watched 3 times because I watched it twice and I actually did it. It was the first like trailer reaction I've done, and so I did the Masters of the Universe one, but that was it.
How was your trailer reacting skills? Is the rust off?
I don't do, but somebody actually gave me credit for it. I don't do the whole I don't do all of it.
I saw the thumbnail.
Well, I was like this.
I saw the thumbnail.
I was excited. It
was a classic.
But I don't go big. I just don't.
You just go arms by the side.
Yeah, I'm not saying that people who do that they do it that's their natural reaction.
Okay, he just went up to parallel, folks. He didn't go all the way up here.
I just watch and I watch it the way and I react to it as if nobody's watching me. And there was one there was one.
We used to dance like that, and now we're trailer reacting. Nobody's
like that. But I did. But there was one part where everybody. He's walking through the hallways and they're taking pictures of him and they're being dicks to him. Everybody's a dick to Spider-Man. They're all scumbags. It's like there's nobody come on, it's Spider-Man. Look at all the stuff that he's done. Yeah, he fucked up and he killed that one dude. He didn't do it on purpose. And then nobody's Like, look at the shit that happens on Twitter. There's always side A and side B. There's never just a side A. And it looks like it's all side A.
True, but I mean, think about a guy like Rudy Giuliani, right? Who after everything that happened in New York in 2001, where he got a lot of credit, and then afterwards,
I know where you're going with this.
Now, 10, 15 years later, he walks through the halls in high school. He's probably getting a lot of people with cell phone.
But there's still a side B.
There's still going to be some people.
There's still a side B is what I'm saying.
There's still going to be a side B.
Yes.
And I think there will
Rudy
be.
got a bad rap. It's like, no, he didn't. Clean your face.
I saw him at an airport one time. It was just, oh, my God. So
you don't have any more teeth.
My issue with the trailer, and it's a wonderful trailer. I'm very excited to see the movie. Trailer. But it looks like work.
What do you mean? Because you got to think too much? See, you know me though with multiverses and parallel universes.
I know, but it's like it's so much
tailor-made for me.
I was thinking about this on the drive over here, is that I think the reason why I prefer an origin story, like I love a Batman Begins so much, is because all we have to do is establish the hero, give me the journey, give me a baddie to fight. Hopefully we win, and hopefully then we tease the next.
Have you seen enough of those?
I'm not saying I want yet another Spider-Man origin story, but I'm also saying...
I'm saying origin stories in general.
I'm saying that... Do we have to go right to the multi... Like, we just did this.
But we're not.
With an animated movie, and it was great.
We're 3 into it. Well, because remember what the damn Doctor Strange movie is called. It's in the... Whatever, the Mouth
We're
of
doing this, and it just feels like...
Fuckface, whatever.
It's a bigger ask on the brain of the audience than Phase 1 was.
It looked like
all I'm
there
saying.
were some parts of it that looked like Inception when the buildings were kind of maneuvering in.
Even
and all that.
Inception, though, from the trailer, I knew what the gag was. It was very high concept, and it's like, oh, cool, we're breaking into dreams.
Yeah, you don't really have a clear cut of how it all.
I have no idea.
Was and the question,
which is exciting to a point, but also I feel like the kid who, when I was a sophomore in high school, was starting French 3.
Right.
And I don't know about you, I didn't dust up my French over the summer, so I feel completely lost when they start speaking a different language.
But I don't think you're going to be as lost as you think.
No, they'll hold my hand.
They're going to hold your hand through it, and I think that's exactly right. But where people were talking about, I can't believe they didn't show Tobey Maguire, I can't believe they didn't show Andrew Garfield. You saw Melina, you saw the Goblin, whether it is Dane DeHaan or Willem Dafoe, so you know. You're not going to have those two in there and not have Toby and Andrew Garfield.
Right, but I also think that in their ideal world, Disney/Marvel would not have wanted all of that cameo news to get out. They know people are going to go see this movie regardless. They know that Doc Ock would probably have brought a lot of speculation as to who else we might see. But in their ideal world, the news that there's going to be other Spider people in this would have never got out.
No, and that's the thing, is I think that by them, and this ties into something else I'm going to talk to you about today, is that I don't know if it's out now, but I've seen the episode of the have you watched any of the Gallery series on Disney Plus?
I'm not sure what that is, but it sounds
the Gallery series is basically the making of The Mandalorian, right? And it's Jon Favreau and all the directors and Filoni. They did it for season 1. They only had 1 episode for season 2, but they didn't cover any of the Luke stuff, right? So this episode is all about how they did the Luke stuff.
Oh,
the
cool.
Whole thing. So, but anyway, jumping into that, what you just said is how you don't want it to leak because it ruins it for people, is that they had to do so many, they had it as Plo Koon. Written in the script that it was Plo Koon that came back. Everybody on set knows Plo Koon. Yeah. There was only like a handful of people that knew, because Mark Hamill was there. He was in the Jedi robe.
Really?
Yeah, man. He's there the whole time. It's not like he just did his voice. It wasn't even his voice. It was like computer modularized voice and all that. So but he's there and he's doing all the motions, not the fighting and all that stuff, but he walks over and he's teaching the younger guy who is also playing his body double, because, and he's teaching him the movements of Luke Skywalker, and it's you'll love it because it's all about Skywalker.
Eat that. I will slurp that up.
But they kept it quiet. And Peyton Reed was talking about how they were like so nervous that any day now they would check this stuff, like every single day they would check. Is there a leak? Is there a leak? Is there a leak? And then nothing. And until the day of the episode, they're like, come on, just air the fucking thing, right?
3 can keep a secret if 2 are dead.
Yeah, because and going back to what you said, there's no way that you're going to put any of those guys in the trailer. Why would you? You want to get that pop in the crowd when it happens. And the same thing with Qui-Gon Jinn and Obi-Wan. I bet the farm that dude's going to show up. Why would you? You don't need to announce
Liam Neeson makes 38 action movies,
Right.
most of them taking place
Right
in
now,
icy
he's making
climates.
38.
Yes,
Right.
and they're all going to Redbox.
Right.
You're telling me the guy can't spare a couple days in his schedule to be a Jedi?
He said nobody's asked him. Bullshit.
Jedi's literally invented Zooming.
Right.
So he can literally do it from wherever
Yes,
he is.
He could, but there's no chance they don't ask that guy to do it. There's no chance. The whole point in Episode 3 that he sends Yoda sends Obi-Wan to Tatooine in the first place is he's like, because I want you to go communicate with Qui-Gon.
I think the way that they did in the Spider-Man trailer, regardless of all the other like hubbub and news we have, because I don't even know if Disney's officially confirmed that the other Spider people are in it, but it sort of leaked out, and I think that they, whatever they say or don't say about it is fine. They're doing the best they can. But if you're just judging this trailer as far as like a good tease, man, did it deliver by seeing Doc Ock. I mean, that is more than enough to make everybody, to make neophytes just be like, oh, I remember that's a great villain. Even if they've never seen Spider-Man 2. But it makes dorks like us be like, what is happening?
And what else could happen?
Who else could show up? Right. So for every like sort of synapse that my brain is forced to fire to think about what the hell this multiverse is to understand it, I'm willing to make that sacrifice.
Because they gave you a cool prize.
Because they gave me, because there's, if you have fun that is coming out of the multiverse, which I assume we will, then, and danger and all that other cool adventure stuff, then great. It's
a lot.
Every time they surprise me, though, because I probably said the same thing about the Infinity War and like, how are we all going to come back? How's it all going to piece? And they know how to do it. It's like when your ma says, "Hey, I'm making a new recipe tonight." You're like, "Ma, I thought it's fajita night. Right. You're great at making fajitas. Why are we?" Yeah, but she's going to give you. What's she going to do? Mess up? No.
But either way, that was it delivered on every aspect, and like you said, boom. With the amount of views that this thing did, it just took off. And whether or not that's just because, people aren't just going to see them in the theater, and there's more shareable ways to watch trailers and all of that. And but this is a movie, I think, because
are we going on Disney Plus simultaneously with this? Do we know?
Well, first of all, no, because of Sony.
Right.
Sony still holds the deal. But secondly, they didn't do that with Shang Chi because they wanted to make sure people, because that was I was getting the links because I'm just not ready to go to the theater yet, right? But Disney contacts like, yeah, we're not doing this one. It's just the either you can come to the premiere or we got the screening, and I was like, it's not ready yet.
Yeah.
But that one I'm looking forward to. So let me ask you about this raid thing.
Don't put your phone away.
My phone's not.
I know. No,
talking about
when you see when you're watching Shang-Chi. I know you're not a terrible offender.
I never watch. No,
but I mean, here you're here, you're home. Like you might, you might just be like, oh, let me see what's going on with the Giants or whatever. Just
watch it.
Turn your airplane mode it for 2 hours. You're welcome.
I'm more so. How about the Yankees right now?
God,
they're on fire right now.
They've won like 11 in a row. Hey.
Oh, 11.
Hey.
Yeah.
Hey.
Yeah.
But speaking of streaks,
yes,
we snapped our 19-game losing streak.
Well done.
Huh?
I know. I'm very proud of you.
We were threatening the 21-game record that we set in '87.
Not this time. But the problem is that the Rays are also winning.
We are so bad.
You guys are pretty bad. But the Rays keep winning.
Holy crap.
But I've been watching that with my daughter. But I was going to go to Shang-Chi, but now I won't. I'll go back to Spider-Man because you'll actually be happy about this.
Okay.
The other day, my wife and I, as my daughter's getting older, she's almost 10. We're trying to transition her into some other movies that she thinks she'll be happy with. We've never let her watch any of the MCU stuff yet because we tried to watch Iron Man with her last year, and like the beginning of that movie, it's like for a 9-year-old, there's like a lot of guns and all this stuff too. She's like, and you're
in an actual war zone.
She's just like, I don't know if I really like this, guys. And we're like, all right, we turned it off, right?
Yeah.
But Spider-Man, we're like, what about Spider-Man? So I take Spider-Man, for Homecoming. Because my wife and I are actually also at that part in our MCU rewatch.
Your wife's enjoying the movies.
Yeah, she's always liked them. Yeah. We're doing a rewatch leading up to the other stuff that's going to be coming out that will eventually, we're never going to run out of shit because there's new stuff that's coming out. And now, it used to be I saw stuff and then second watch or third watch with her. Now it's first watch. I still haven't seen Black Widow. Waiting for that to come out on.
Is it?
It's
not on the Plus.
I'm not for $30. I'm not buying it. I'm waiting for.
Wow.
Why? I really want to see it, but why am I going to pay the $30? It's going to be if I'm a subscriber on Disney Plus, I should get it. If I'm not a subscriber on Disney Plus and I want to go buy it on Amazon, then I get the $30. I'm a subscriber on Disney Plus. Why are you charging me an extra $30? Stupid.
It's because it's a big movie. It's in theaters right now.
So what?
You're paying for your whole family to watch it.
Yeah, it's fine. I go back and forth on this.
The wife, and the dog.
I go back and forth on it. Sometimes I agree with you, and sometimes I don't.
By the way, you know what this rat fink did to me, folks?
Oh, I'm sorry.
He knows how excited I am to meet the dog. He knows that's the reason I did quit the show, but I'm here for the dog.
I did not do this to you. My wife did.
I get over here. Oh, where's the dog? Where's the dog? He's like, oh, yeah, the dog's out with my... I'm like, what?
Sorry. Well, what do you want me to do? Ken got to see him. He slept here for an hour and a half.
Ken did? Ken is so
slept
sweet.
right on the corner. Me and the dog had an hour and a half conversation. That wasn't even... Everyone thought that was Ken. It was the dog.
Kenny, we got to go for a walk.
That was it. Scratching behind the ears. He starts moving his foot.
I'm so excited to meet the dog.
Spider-Man. Mm-hmm. So
you put on Homecoming for your daughter.
The plan. That was the plan. But she said, I don't want to watch that one. I want to watch the one. She goes, because she looks at the cover and she goes, well, that's Iron Man.
Yes. Her line of thinking is correct.
She goes, that's Iron Man. She's like, I don't know. She's like, but he's already with Iron Man. He's already Spider-Man. Mm-hmm. She's like, I want to see how he becomes Spider-Man.
Bingo.
And because she's 10, because you and I have seen 70,000 versions of Spider-Man becoming Spider-Man. She's seen none. You
put on that first Raimi one for her?
So I said to her, which one do you want to watch? And she picked the Raimi one.
Good for her.
And we still haven't finished yet because she's got it's school nights and we can't watch the whole thing, but we're close. I really enjoy that movie thoroughly. I have to tell you. I always said when I go to the Raimi movies, and I'll probably say the same thing for the second one, and I stick by it. They are cheesy as hell.
Sure.
Willem Dafoe, who I love, is so over the top. He's Spider-Man, and he's in his head. He's like, you know what you have to do, right? And it's like he's so.
Have you ever been possessed by a goblin?
No.
No, you haven't.
But like the ha 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 ha, and the way it's shot sometimes, and like when he's the old lady, when he's pretending he's the lady, and he's got the goblin costume's a little goofy, right? But
yeah, again, we were in this sort of the dark ages of making comic book movies where we're like, hey, are people going to buy this?
Right. It's 2002. It's a fun movie. I really enjoyed watching it. Even parts that I said like, well, that's goofy. Like my wife laughed out loud like 4 or 5 times as we're watching it, but we both are enjoying the hell out of it.
And I still love that scene where he's discovering his powers and he beats up Joe Manganiello.
Yes.
And it's like
Flash, yeah.
It's just so it's still so much fun to go back and revisit those parts.
It's so funny because we started watching it before the trailer even dropped, or when we knew it was going to drop, and we started watching it, and automatically after seeing Melina pop up at the end, I start thinking about when Tobey Maguire is going to show up. And you're going to get, if all 3 of them are in the movie, you're going to get a scene where Peter Parker, the MCU's Peter Parker is going to be using the things that he built.
Yeah.
Garfield will be using the ones he built. And Tobey Maguire is a mutant. Mm-hmm. So they've got to stick with that, I would assume.
Yes, but I also wonder how heavily involved these Spider people are going to be in...
How much you mean? You're thinking maybe just like a little cameo? Or
are they
how much
showing
of a
up
role?
like Bill Murray in the 2016 Ghostbusters, or are they showing up to do some battle? Because
I think they helped the same way that they did in Spider-Verse.
We'd all love to see that.
Yeah.
But again, I don't know what their appetite for it is. I know paychecks are always nice.
Yeah.
And a lot of this stuff can be done sort of like cheated with CGI, and so it would be cool to have that like Spider people associate.
They're going to do that thing where, there's that classic...
Assemble.
There's that classic meme of the 2 Spider-Mans looking at each other.
Yeah.
And they're going to do it. Guarantee you they do either...
Oh, yeah, that's funny.
They guarantee the same way that they did with X-Men when they did the Juggernaut bitch.
Yeah.
Like they're going to do something like that.
Yeah.
They're going to have the 2 looking at each other, or the 3 of them looking at each other. And it's... But either way...
I can't believe I just said... associate instead of assemble. This is why I'd be a horrible Captain America.
Yeah. Associate!
Avengers associate. Wait, that's not the one.
That's not the one. That's not it. Have you watched any What If, by the way?
No.
It's good.
People rave about it.
It's really good.
Yeah. My appetite is so weird for animation in general, though. I'm a freak of
I know
nature.
you've always been that way.
I like, if I'm watching something animated, I guess I'm of the age where my brain is just wired to I'm waiting for somebody to slip on a banana peel.
Oh, because you're the Looney Tunes stuff.
I'm here for the laughs, folks.
Well, it's really good. I really like it a lot. It's
What's the
creative.
coolest storyline you've seen?
So all three of them are out, so I can talk about it now. I would, T'Challa being picked up by Yondu instead of Peter Quill is pretty awesome.
That sounds fun.
It's pretty awesome because they don't. It's not like, well, he's Star-Lord. He calls himself Star-Lord, but he's not cracking jokes and trying to be funny. And Yondu doesn't like talk to him like he's talking down to him the way he talks to Star-Lord. He's got that respect that T'Challa had.
Yeah. The king.
He's carries into the overall universe. And then it's a spoiler for people. So if you haven't watched What If yet, you should come back in like 5-10 minutes. Thanos is in it.
Ooh.
Thanos is a good guy. And Thanos is part of his crew. And Thanos keeps saying his idea of what he ultimately wants to do. And I go, dude, that sounds like genocide. And he's like, it's not genocide. It's like you talk about the whole everything that he would want to do with the glove and all that. And he's like,
wow.
It's just like hypothetical.
How are you a good guy? And you're like, hey, I kind of want to eliminate half the people on.
I'm just saying. Like, dude, that's and it's so all that is pretty damn good. But then the third one is what if the Avengers started to get picked off before they could form the Avengers? And there's that scene with, again, spoiler if you haven't seen it, with Tony Stark in Iron Man 2 when he's there with at the diner with Scarlett Johansson and Nick Fury. And I like how I chose one as a character and one's an actor. But anyway, and he winds up getting killed at the diner. And he's dead.
Who caps him?
Well, that's that I don't want to give up. I don't want to give that up because
you told people twice to not want.
But that's okay. But that's
okay.
The Thanos. The Thanos one is it's just that's.
Was it the Punisher?
I'm not telling you anything.
It was the Punisher, folks. Confirmed here first.
So those are the three that I've seen, and I thought they were pretty damn creative. A lot of the original voices, and you got Jeffrey Wright, who is the Watcher and kind of going over the series. And
that's cool.
It's pretty great.
Yeah, he's got a good voice for that.
Great.
Here's my reaction to your What If.
Yeah. It's good. It's good. I like what you did there. I'm probably going to use that for the screenshot.
I know. Remember us taking all those pictures?
Yeah,
like taking pictures of each other against the wall just so we could Photoshop?
So we get some kind of Photoshop now.
We were so young.
Yes, and stupid.
Full of dreams.
Before I do, and Mark and I, as you've seen in the title here, what we used to do and what we're going to do today is because of all the hype with Spider-Man and how much that trailer is done and how much the hype on that movie in general, we're going to get into a little prediction game of what we think it's going to make opening weekend, what we think it'll make overall.
First.
We can do all that, and we want you guys to get involved in it as well. But before we do that, I got to let you guys know, and I've told you before about Manscaped. Manscaped is fantastic. It's wonderful. I love it. I've been raving about it. I was talking to Ellis about it before he got over here. Manscaped.
He called me.
I did, and you see it everywhere now, and I'm so happy to see it. Our buddy Jamie Costa is in one of the ads, and he's in a couple of the ads for it. You'll see it on YouTube. It pops up everywhere now, and there's a girl. She's at the bar, and she goes, "Hey, what's your name?" He goes, "Girl." She walks away, and the bartender's like, I think you need some help, buddy. And gives him the Manscaped thing, and then
that's great.
It's fantastic, and you should see it. But not only is the great Jamie Costa has he given support to or getting supported by Manscaped, so is the big thing. This show is brought to you today by Manscaped. They are the best in men's below-the-waist grooming, champions of the world. That's Manscaped. They offer precision-engineered tools for your family jewels. Manscaped just launched their 4th generation trimmer. It is the Lawnmower 4.0. The 4.0. I love this thing. I was telling you, it reminds me of that Terminator ship in the first movie when they go into the future and you got that light that's coming and just takes out everything. That's what this thing does. It is no joke. And if you guys want to join the 2 million men worldwide who trust Manscaped, and the reason you see them everywhere is more and more people are trusting Manscaped. You're going to get this exclusive offer just for you, 20% off and free worldwide shipping. But you got to use the code BIGTHING at manscaped.com. The link is in the description of this video. Imagine shaving with a sleek, well-designed, and optimized trimmer that makes shaving time your favorite time in the bathroom. I'm one of the first people to try the new 4.0, and I absolutely am blown away by what this thing does. I don't care if my wife doesn't listen to the show. Doesn't matter. We got down to business after I used
Oh,
night,
gee,
dude.
but other people do listen.
I'm
Kristian.
letting
boy.
you know. We get down to business. We watched The Sopranos.
Oh boy.
The craftsmanship and details on the 4.0, it's next level. It is next level. I had lesser things before Manscaped came in, and I cut my nuts. I didn't like it.
Yeah, it's not.
That's why I didn't want to go near it.
I think that's the number one reason why I'm thrilled that you got me a Manscaped.
It's
no nicks.
No, none. And it is not fun.
Less blood around that area is always a good thing. And
you'd be surprised because anytime you have any kind of machinery down there, you're like, I don't know about this. You'd be so surprised. It is the ultimate groin and body trimmer, and they focus on intelligent functionality and an incredible, comfortable grooming experience. I swear by it. Their 4th-generation trimmer features a cutting-edge ceramic blade to reduce grooming accidents thanks to their advanced skin-safe technology. I feel absolutely comfortable shaving the boys. I'll tell you that. And did I mention that it's got wireless charging? It's got the new wireless charging system. It uses electromagnetic induction, which can help battery length last longer. If you've been shaving with the same nut trimmer on your face, you've definitely been doing that wrong. No person wants to end up with pubes in your mouth. It's disgusting. Don't do it. You don't need to do it. It's time to get your own ball hair and body trimmer with Manscaped to make me time the best time and enhance your confidence with some nice, smooth boys. That's right. Your balls are going to thank you. They'll actually wake up and go, thanks, Pops. Get 20% off and free shipping with the code BIGTHING at manscaped.com. That is 20% off and free shipping with the code BIGTHING at manscaped.com. One more time, 20% off. Got to use that code, BIGTHING. Unlock your confidence and always use the right tools for the job with Manscaped. I'm a massive fan of this Manscaped.
Got to tell you, I think Tony Soprano could have probably used a Manscaped.
Maybe. Well,
Looks like every bedroom scene with him, some hairy spots.
You can't rat me out on this. You know what I did?
What?
I told you this already.
We're rolling, so
I know, but
people are going to talk.
So the Tony Soprano picture of the horse that I told you I was going to get.
Oh yeah.
I bought it.
Good man.
Not only did I buy it, I bought the most expensive one, and I bought the one that Tony Soprano would have in his office. There's like the little poster one. I'm like, nah. I'm gonna hang it. I'm gonna move the flouse. I'm gonna put flouse over there.
He's getting bumped.
He's getting bumped for Tony.
Tony and the horse are batting cleanup.
Yeah,
and you went expensive.
Expensive.
You learned your lesson from the Predator costume.
I bought myself I'll be paying this thing off for a little bit, but I bought myself a gift for my birthday that no one else would buy me, so I bought it, and I'm excited that I did. And I did. There's 2 versions of this thing that I didn't know which way I was gonna go for those.
And again, it's Tony Soprano.
Yeah, so season 4.
In bed with the horse?
No. It's Godfather stuff. What are you talking about? Season 4 of The Sopranos.
So he's sleeping with a horse.
Yeah, he's banging the horse. That's what I got. I got the one with him. He's horse styling the horse. This is where are we going with this?
We can't get him on racketeering, but we can get him on bestiality.
That's how they ultimately got him. That's how it ended.
Yeah.
It ended. It went to black, and then the feds threw him in the can for the.
Trust me, folks. Yeah. You didn't want to see the rest of that episode. The horse walks in like, you have a family?
Yeah, they let the horse go after him. Get his own revenge. He's like, oh, now I'm getting behind you, Tony. All right. Anyway.
What happens?
So in season 4, there's a horse named Pyomai because as you've seen, even for the few seasons that you've seen thus far, right?
He loves animals.
Loves animals.
Loves him
more
some
so
ducks.
More so than people.
Well, he kills less, yeah.
Yeah, but he loves animals. And he just loves this horse. And so, again, I'm going to spoil this for you now.
Yeah.
Well, I guess I don't even have to spoil it for you because that's not relevant to why I got this stupid picture. But he loves this horse so much that the girl that Joey Pantalone, Joey Pants, Ralphie Cifaretto is bringing to the stable. She winds up also having a thing with Tony, right?
Nice.
She introduces him to this guy, this artist, and Tony gets the guy to paint a picture of him and Pyomai together, and he's in this suit, and he's standing next to him, and he's got a glass of champagne or something. He's standing next to him. So I contemplated getting that one, but there's another version so I guess I do have to spoil it. The horse winds up burning in a fire, right?
Okay.
And so all this stuff goes down. Tony sees the picture after the horse has been killed. It comes to him, and he goes, "Get it out of here! Get it!" And he throws and has them throw it out. The 2 of the goons are burning it, and Paulie Walnuts comes over, He goes, what are you doing? He said, what are you doing? He said, this is a piece of art. What are you doing? And they go, Tony said, burn. He's like, nah. And so he hangs it up in his house, right? Paulie Walnuts does. And he looks over to it, and he feels like Tony's staring at him. So he goes to have a guy work on it, and he paints Tony like the Napoleon. And he's got the hat on and the whole thing. That's the one I got. I got him as Napoleon with the horse. I was like, that's perfect.
I'm just, you happy makes me happy.
I'm so excited. I have no idea. I don't know what I'm more excited for, the trailer that I saw for Spider-Man or the Tony Soprano picture.
Well, let me ask you this quick question. This is the upcoming episode of Versus that I haven't written yet. Sopranos. We did Sopranos versus Breaking Bad before.
Yeah.
So this one is Sopranos versus the Godfather movies.
That's tough. Yeah, see, that's harder to do.
It's a no-win situation for me.
No, it's not, but that's a harder one to do because I think the argument could be anytime you put TV against movies, TV should...
Good TV.
Good TV.
Yeah.
Anytime you put good TV against movies, good TV should always win because you have more investment with the characters overall. Breaking Bad versus Sopranos would be much harder for me because...
I don't even remember which way I went on that one. Well, that's one where I could wake up on a day and feel differently than I did yesterday.
Well, but you haven't finished Sopranos, though, so you don't know yet.
No.
Yeah,
I'm getting there.
Because it's funny. If you would have asked me 3 months ago, I would have told you hands down Breaking Bad. Mm-hmm. Because I think Breaking Bad had just a consistent overall series that just annihilated. Yeah. But I also realized that you and I started watching that to review it in like the last season. Like when we started watching, because there were 4 seasons were already out, and I had never watched any of them.
Yeah, we blew through all those seasons.
Through all of them.
Yeah.
And so I didn't do that with Sopranos. I watched Sopranos every season as it came out, and I had to wait 2 years, and I was like, oh, wait, what happened there? I'm watching it with different eyes right now.
Yeah.
Because I liked season 4 way better this time than I liked it last time. And I'm liking season 5 way better than I did last time. So I don't know. And now that I've done like a lot of the research on what people think could happen and that really happened in the season finale, I would watch that with different eyes. So I don't know what I would pick nowadays.
Yeah, it's a tough one. I mean, you do have to give a lot of points to The Godfather. Of
course.
Without The Godfather.
2 movies that's about 6 hours.
And the popularity of it, though.
Totally.
You don't get Goodfellas in the same way. You don't get The Sopranos in the same way. Somebody would have done some cool mob thing, but like...
Oh, it's literally The Godfather.
It's The Godfather.
Yeah. And it is it's fantastic. 1 and 2, and 2 is probably one of the greatest movies of all time. But third one's not that great. But if you compare it against television series, you're looking at 9 hours of movies, right? Close to it, about 9 hours of movies. That's 9 episodes of Sopranos. There's so much more detail in The Sopranos that if you're looking at accomplishment and all that, I don't know what the criteria is as far as what you guys are looking for, but as far as overall, like who you're more invested in overall, I'm more invested in Tony than I am Vito the whole way through, or Michael for the whole way through, because I know Michael's I have a set amount of time with Michael, but Tony, I got a pretty big relationship with Tony for a long time.
Slightly different conversation, but staying with the same country. I went to Italy for the very first time. Holy crap.
It's really good, huh? Yeah, it's really good.
I got these meatballs that were just,
delish.
Oh, jeez.
Yeah, I got it.
Just like a slob.
You know what we got to do? Speaking of New York, which we're going to speak about in a second here, because we're going. Ken Knapsack was on the show on Wednesday.
Did that feel like I was in trouble? It felt like I was in trouble.
No, you're not going to be in trouble.
We're going to speak about New York in a second, young man.
But New York. Ken Knapsack announced that he's going to be on the show with us.
Yeah, so he thinks.
You just flying him out there, and
I'm not even flying him.
Oh, he's just going to drive.
I just told him to show up to LAX, and the car will be waiting.
He can take the horse.
Poor bastard has no idea.
Yeah, he can take the horse.
Yeah, ride the painting of a horse.
No, you should just carry the painting, and hopefully someone will say, "That's a great picture, man. I'll give you a ride. Where do you want to go? Oregon." Right?
I'll tell him our boy Tom Connell will have to trail of breadcrumbs as to how to get to the East Coast.
That's all he's got to do. But you speak of Italy. We should go to Little Italy.
Okay.
And that still to this day, and I hope my mom's not listening.
That's where you like fatten it up?
The meatballs that I had, she was my girlfriend at the time, but she's now my wife, but I took her to Little Italy, and we had meatballs down there, and just, it was out of control.
That place that Nemiroff turned us on to, the meatball shop that's in a couple different spaces in New York.
Oh, right.
Oh, man, really those meatballs. It's a high bar to set.
Yeah. Speaking of a high bar to set,
here it is.
That trailer. And those views, is it going to hold up in the box office?
Is it going to turn views into dollars?
Is it? I mean, because you look at some. It's been such a weird time right now with how Black Widow did what? Okay, right?
Did well. I mean, all things told, did well.
It did okay.
Yeah.
And I mean, Fast and Furious, I think, did okay, but that was still. Depending on when it hit, I mean, it was before the variant hit. And all that.
Godzilla vs. Kong did better than I think people expected,
yes,
and it was
also before the
variant.
Yeah.
So we're trying to prognosticate not just how the movie's going to do in December, but also what if COVID-22 is going to hit.
Right.
If COVID-28 is going to hit by
hit?
December, is there going to be a variant scare? Is everybody going to be more relaxed?
Right, because movie theaters, when this thing hit in the first place, movie theaters were like, oh, it's dead. Movie theaters are over. Now they're like, no, we're back. We got to bail out. We're moving. The problem is, and not the problem, I wonder because Shang Chi comes out this Friday.
Labor Day weekend.
That's this Friday.
Yes.
All right. So, is it? No, it's
Yes.
Okay. So, it comes out. Wait, that comes out
Roadhouse.
So next week, not today.
Okay, look.
Not tomorrow.
Wizard behind the curtain, kids.
Yes.
We're taping this on
Thursday.
Monday.
It's
This
not-
is going to air.
So it doesn't come out tomorrow.
When does this show air?
Tomorrow.
Okay.
Friday.
We're at
I just
now.
confused everybody. They're now.
I was going on I thought that this was going to drop Monday.
This drops on Friday.
This drops. Okay, so it comes out a week from today.
See, I thought it came out this Friday. All right. Well, either way, it comes out in a week. But
Yeah.
I'm very curious to see how that movie does in this time right now, right? Because
It's a big weekend. Labor Day weekend is a big weekend historically for movie going.
Yeah, but Captain America, Captain Marvel, Guardians of the Galaxy were movies that were not properties a lot of people knew. They both did close to $1 billion. I mean, Marvel did $1 billion. I don't know if Guardians got close, but they did crazy box office.
Yeah. Black Panther I put in that category too.
Black Panther
that was
also.
that was a cultural phenomenon as well,
100%.
which you would think Shang-Chi has the chance to be.
Yes, but different time as far as what we're just talking about here, right?
Yeah.
With movie theaters and all that. So I'm curious what that movie's going to do. But as far as Spider-Man goes, it's unpredictable because where are we going to be as a country, right? Where are we going to be as a world at that time? I think opening weekend for that movie, I'm very curious to what Black Widow did. And that did do the drop on Disney+. This will not. I bet you opening weekend, without all this crap going on, that movie does $240 million opening weekend.
Okay.
But I say 160.
Okay. So you say blank canvas, pandemic never happened. That movie comes out and it would have done $240 million.
Yeah. With this hype behind it, with all the potential Spider-Man that are going to be
I could have seen it going past that. That's a pretty good number. Yeah. I could have seen it at least past. I don't think it would have quite gotten to Endgame.
Right.
But I think it could have passed Force Awakens.
Yeah.
With everything going on, I can't see it going past 200.
That's a big number right now.
It's a huge number, but
What I say, 160? I stick by it.
I'm going to go higher.
You know, go higher?
Yeah.
It's not a crazy thing to do because you're just crossing your fingers that it's going to be different than it is today. I'll tell you this. If it comes out tomorrow, it makes 115.
I think it crosses 100.
Yeah.
I think Shang-Chi's got a chance to cross 100 just because of all the positive buzz it's receiving.
Yeah.
I think worldwide it's going to annihilate. I don't know what the situation in China is right now, as far as the pandemic goes, but I'm not in epidemiology.
What do you think? So let's jump. What do you think Shang-Chi makes this weekend? Or next weekend?
Domestically?
Yeah.
I think
domestically.
I think it'll go. I would give it around 75 to 85.
Yeah.
So I'll say 80.
Fine. I was going to say I'm in the same ballpark. So just to be, I'll say 78.
Okay. All right.
I'll say 78. But if we're not in the pandemic, and we're not and everybody is going to the movies where they used to, that movie makes $150 million.
If it does 79, who wins?
I don't know.
Because you win anything that is less than 78, and I win anything that's more than 80. So I feel pretty good about my chances. But if it makes
either way, we're both in the same mindset of what it would do. You guys out there, if you're watching right now, or if you're commenting, if you're listening on podcasts, head on over to YouTube and drop us.
But not before you rate and subscribe and do all that stuff.
Absolutely do that. Make sure that you do that. But when you are commenting on YouTube, give us your predictions. Give us 2 predictions. What do you think Shang-Chi is going to make when it comes out opening weekend domestic? And what do you think that Spider-Man will make in December? Will it cross 200? Will it be, if the world is better, and I would say that it could cross 200 for sure. It just depends.
Yeah, I think as of right now, I think 160 is a pretty good number.
Yeah, that's where I'm at. So
I'll go. Given the state of the world right now,
yeah,
I'll go 150.
Okay.
But we'll revisit it.
We'll revisit it.
I'll quit the show a couple more times, and I'll come
fine.
back and we'll revisit it. Yeah,
that's fair.
The special Christmas episode where we reunite.
We reunite just to see who was right and who was wrong. But yeah, that's. I think that we're pretty on par with what's going to happen.
You know what's really weird about us and our history?
Uh-oh.
Never once
how it happened in the first place.
Did we go to Las Vegas for CinemaCon? We must have had opportunities, and this is the kind of crap I love.
We never looked into it, to be honest with you. We never looked into it.
We were lazy about it.
We never looked into it, and I think that it was also trying to get it.
We would have gone. We would have had such a great time.
It does, because my buddies Pinto, Palia, and Ahern, right? The 3.
I know they're willing to pick up and go to Vegas.
They would have gone immediately if I would have said, "Hey, we're going to CinemaCon." Fine, there's an excuse to go. Let's go. 100%.
I got a bunch of my idiot friends from back home flying to Vegas in a couple weeks.
Yeah, I don't know why we didn't do it, but speaking of which, they all 3 of them just picked up and went to the Hamptons to go. They sent me pictures.
It's such a foreign concept to me what the Hamptons is, how to get there,
That's awesome.
Where it is geographically. It's like Asgard to me because I have no concept of how things work there. I don't know if there's a Starbucks, if there's a Chili's.
Yeah.
I don't know anything about the Hamptons.
It's just so.
Do they have hotels you stay at, or are they like Airbnb-ing?
Well, no. My one buddy has had a family house there for years.
Oh my God! These are the kind of people. Listen to the man. Kids out there, make friends with the richest person you know. It's never going to end poorly.
I said to my buddy, who was like, "Yeah, we stayed at so and so's the house that they've had forever," and I go, "How long have they had the house?" He's like, 25, 30 years. I go, "You never went with us? You never took us?" And then I said to myself, because we used to go to my friend Brian's house in the Hamptons. We used to go all the time.
How'd his house survive?
It didn't. It was chaos. We used to take out the jet skis, and I remember swimming from one point. How I don't have damage from the gasoline that was in the water, and I'm sure I did. I remember smelling it as I'm. It's
isn't it the best smell though?
Right. It's like, wait, why did he scream about a theme park? Gasoline. Gasoline from a jet ski.
Every time I'm like Farley and Tommy Boy. If I get a little bit of gas when I'm filling up gas,
that's it. But my wife the other day, we were looking at, I don't know, watching Bachelor in Paradise or whatever, and they were jet ski. She's like, "How come you never take me on jet ski?" I'm like, "I tried to throw you in the ocean once, and it was the worst thing I ever did." Right?
It sounds like it, yeah.
And like just have fun.
Was it a white squall situation?
No, I was like, not throw her.
Was it a sleeping with the enemy?
It was like a playful, "Hey, toss you in the water." Wasn't having.
Didn't buy it.
But she's like throwing me in the ocean and going on a jet ski are 2 different things. I said, "That's true." But I said, I'm talking about jet skis and things that we did. Like you ever been on a standing jet ski?
Oh yeah.
Like that's effort, fun effort. But I was like, I'm not taking on a standing jet ski now. I would have 20 years ago, because like standing jet skis now, I don't care how good you think you are at basketball. You didn't stick it. You don't standing around.
I can stand on a jet ski now. Get me out there. Get me out in the water.
Not this one that this guy had. It was my buddy Joe. Was the one guy we were taking, and people would get a certain level of where, like, okay, now can you stand past that? And Joe took it all the way out in the middle, and then the thing just crapped out of gasoline. Guy had a big ass arm, right, and just swam back with the fucking jet ski, and it was crazy.
Wow,
it was crazy.
That is a lot of work. Jet skis are those weird things where it's like, if I'm on one, I'm having the time of my life. Yeah. If I am in the water or around the water and I see other people but not me, I'm like, a bunch of assholes.
Yeah, 100%.
Only assholes take jet skis out.
100%. All right, Shang-Chi question for you. The raid thing that I was talking about.
Yeah.
So I really want to see the movie. It's one of my most anticipated Marvel movies that I've wanted to see in a very long time, because I'm, martial arts, plus this stuff that they going on. I know that's not Shang Chi, but the multiverse, this phase and Eternals, this phase is like tailor made for me.
Yeah,
everything going on from Loki on.
You do get a lot of cool portals into the MCU that have been previously unexplored thanks to this movie, but you also get that origin story that's very unique that I really appreciate.
That's what people are saying.
And the martial arts combat. The combat scenes and the action sequences are just so beautifully shot, but also you have that intimate close quarters thing where it's just shot so magnificently. Yeah. It's a revelation. And I know how you get nervous about humor sometimes.
Yeah.
I think Awkwafina is a treasure.
I don't get that nervous.
And she's great in this movie.
It just depends if it fits. If it's not everybody just handing out jokes because it's time for a joke now. If it fits the character, then yes.
You like organic, free-range jokes.
Absolutely. Like when it fits the character. Like the stuff that Paul Rudd does as Ant-Man, great.
Yeah.
It fits well. Like, and Star-Lord, I think, throwing one-lines. I've made it very clear on how I feel about Drax. Like I think that Bautista is awesome. I think that what he's done with that character was great. They made him a joke machine in the second episode.
It's kind of like Freddy Krueger in like Nightmare on Elm Street 6.
It's like, okay, what's he here to do? Have him tell a one-liner. And they were funny, the one-liners, but he didn't have anything else to do except tell jokes. But I hear exactly what you're saying, that the humor works. But no, the raid stuff, people were, I saw, and I didn't see it a lot. I saw it a few times that saying that there's stuff in this movie that is as good as the raid martial arts. And I said, I don't know. Because there's something that movie did with a small budget on both Raid 1 and Raid 2.
And it's also constant, relentless action.
Yes.
Where you didn't need much of a story.
No.
And Shang-Chi obviously has a giant story to tell.
Raid 2's got a great story, though.
And it does. No, I mean, just because it's an easy story to tell doesn't mean it's not great. I mean, Die Hard.
Yeah. That's Raid 1. But Raid 2, remember, Raid 2 is pretty complex.
No, yeah, I know. That prison scene where he's just like in a bathroom stall and just comes. It just
starts off right away. That's such a great. It's an underrated gangster film.
Yeah, I would say the one-on-one stuff in Shang-Chi holds up to just about any other movie I've seen. But the Raid has those scenes where it's like him taking on like 20 dudes at once and nothing. I mean, Batman after the Martha scene breaking in and just
so it's just somebody getting a little
knocking out people was great,
a little silly on Twitter, which is fine.
If that is what you're getting silly about on Twitter, then have at it. Enjoy it.
100%. And before we move on over to I do want to talk about this once again, the Mandalorian, Luke Skywalker stuff. Before we do, I do want to mention to you guys about QUIP. Mark and I have been working with QUIP for a long time, back in the Schmoes No days. And they're back. I am very excited to be working with QUIP once again. It's great. It is really great. And if you've heard us talking about it a million times over, there's something new that QUIP's doing that's going to reward you and your mouth. It's the QUIP Smart Brush. It's for adults. It's for kids. It connects to the QUIP app with Bluetooth. Track when and how well you brush. Get tips and coaching to improve your habits. Earn points for daily brushing and bonus points for completing challenges like streaks. Redeem for rewards like free products, gift cards, discounts from QUIP and partners. If you have a QUIP, upgrade it with a smart motor and keep the features you know and you love. It's got sensitive sonic vibrations, 2-minute timer with 30-second pulses for a guided clean. It's slim, it's lightweight, it's sleek. No wires or bulky chargers to weigh you down. Beyond the brush, QUIP has everything that you need to build a complete routine. They have mint or watermelon toothpaste with anti-cavity ingredients for strong, healthy teeth. Floss that expands to clean and comes in a refillable dispenser to reduce waste. Is a refillable mouthwash that's good for you and for the planet. In addition to brush heads, QUIP also delivers fresh floss, toothpaste, mouthwash, and gum refills every 3 months for $500. Nope, $5. $5. That's it. Shipping is free, so you can save money and skip the hustle and bustle in-store shopping. Join over the 5 million mouths who use QUIP and save hundreds compared to other Bluetooth brushes where you get a QUIP Smart Brush for just $45. Start getting rewards for brushing your teeth today. You can go on over to getquip.com/bigthing right now. Save $10 on a QUIP Smart Electric Toothbrush. That's $10 off a Smart Electric Toothbrush at getquip.com/bigthing. GETQUIP.com/big thing. Quip, the Good Habits Company. You been using the Quip lately?
I do.
Yeah.
My mouth is happy. Now, anytime you do a read, though, we have to know how it played in the bedroom immediately afterwards. So
Great.
Yeah.
Good breath. Good breath.
It's not that hard to do, but it's just amazing when you get in close quarters with somebody, or God forbid you kiss somebody, and the breath isn't there.
No.
I was when I was first in LA. I was hooking up briefly with a young lady. Very nice, very sweet, very attractive.
Stinky breath.
Smoked.
Oh, that's
Ugh!
yeah. Yeah, you can't. It's like
literally.
That's where smokers have to date smokers.
Yeah. Hey, Mark, what are you doing tonight? I'm licking an ashtray.
More or less.
I mean, that's what it's like.
No thanks. Yeah.
Don't smoke, kids.
It's not good. It's the same thing as somebody who's like really bombed on like liquor you don't like.
No, yeah.
I'm not a big tequila guy. A lot of people love tequila. I don't love tequila.
I don't do any hard alcohol.
Ever.
I can't. I don't.
It fucks you up.
I do not enjoy it.
Oh.
I can't. It's hard to get down.
Okay.
Because I do the cough. Like I can handle a mixed drink, but like beer's right there.
Right.
It's literally right there.
That's why Captain Morgan's smooth.
Okay.
Captain Morgan's smooth.
I'll let you have it. Enjoy it. You know, run with that.
It was smooth, baby.
I'm not taking any of yours.
No.
Of your stash.
No, don't need you to.
I just need my little treasure chest.
Yes.
A couple light beers, a couple IPAs.
That's all you need. Well, you should grab some of those beers and throw on that Mandalorian episode because you're gonna the gallery. I'm telling you, this one's tailor made for you. You don't have to watch any of the other ones.
I've seen a little bit of the behind the scenes. I might have watched one of the behind the scenes from season 1, but yeah, I mean, it's
great. But this one tells you kind of how it all went down and what. So did you hear a couple of weeks back that they hired? So you've seen the deep fake videos where there was a deep fake artist that put in he basically went side to side. He did what they did, which they used de-aging. They didn't use deep fake. They used de-aging, and this guy and his version looked way better. Right? Lucasfilm hired him. He's officially hired as a Lucasfilm employee now. Wow. They're gonna have him come back, and he's gonna be doing some shit for them now, right?
Yeah.
But they talked about the different things there's 3 processes. I forget what the second one was, but it was de-aging, deep fake, and whatever the third one was. And they talked about how they went back and forth and how this technology, as you know, you've been involved with these videos, and like it's changing, and it's just getting the human eye can't be faked out yet with faces, right? You knew, like when you saw Luke, that's cool, it's Luke, but it was pretty. Some of the stuff that this guy does on the deep fake, it's pretty phenomenal. They show.
It's exciting and horrifying.
Yeah, but you have to watch this episode because they show how like what the process. They went through all old interviews of Mark Hamill, like stuff that didn't even air, through YouTube videos, and like stuff that he did from like in between like 4 and 5, and put it all together and changed his hair around. Then had Mark Hamill today walk in and just it's pretty fascinating.
It's just like, again, the technical wizardry that goes into that.
Yeah.
How smart you have to, how capable you have to be.
Right.
And then you cut to me at my job, and it's like, what is?
I bought a horse picture.
Yeah.
With the gangster, and then I shaved my balls.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's what are we doing?
Subscribe today. What are we doing?
We got nothing.
Sebastian.
Yeah.
What?
Yeah.
You are watching Deepfake, and you just talked about Spider-Man? For how long?
Doc.
Get a job. Park my car. Stop talking about Thor.
I was on the text chain with a bunch of the Comedy Store cronies because we have a fantasy league every year, so we're deciding like when the draft is and a bunch of trash talk.
Yeah.
So we're all going back and forth. And then I just dropped in. Right now, Sebastian is with his family in the mountains.
Yeah, he
doesn't care about any of this.
No,
Yeah.
no. He didn't ever play in the basketball league, did he?
Never in the basketball league, but we'd all get together and play baseball a bunch.
Yeah, I can see that.
And we all got together and played golf a bunch.
What's he? Is he
When we all had
a
nothing to do.
Cubs guy or is he a White Sox guy?
I don't know what his baseball affiliation is, to be
Yeah.
honest with you. Just know Northern Illinois. That's
Yeah.
where he went, and
But that doesn't mean shit.
the
though.
Bears. Yeah.
Right, Paris. Because I remember, I have this conversation with people all the time. They always say, "You from Queens and you like the Yankees?" Like I get that all the time.
Oh, right.
All the time because that stadium was 15 minutes from my house.
Yeah, and it's also
Mets.
the Yankees.
It was the shit. Well, but my dad was a New York Giants baseball fan.
Right.
Willie Mays. I always said Willie Mays.
No, you got it right.
I almost screwed it up. Willie Mays was my dad's favorite baseball player.
Very
of all
smooth
time.
recovery. I don't think anybody noticed.
Yeah, and all. And
just a bit outside.
Well, tried the corner and missed. But he loved the New York Giants, and then they moved away, moved San Fran, obviously, and he just was like, "Nah, I'm not," because the Mets didn't come into like '69, and he hated. My dad hated the Yankees. Didn't have any teams, and then like the late '70s, he started watching the Yanks and like Reggie Jackson,
Thurman Munson.
Oh, speaking of Reggie Jackson, you were talking about the biggest. So this plays into all this. My dad watching the Yankees in the '70s, all those guys, Dave Winfield, Reggie Jackson, like Goose, all of them, Thurman Munson, all of them. That's when he like just fell in love with them, raised me on them. That's how I became a Yankee fan. So this might have been a couple months ago. Checking my Twitter feed, and out of nowhere, Reggie Jackson has started following you. And I go, what?
Really?
And so I'm like, unbelievable. So I sent him, Mr. Jackson, massive fan. Thank you for the follow. I'm like, maybe you found the Schmodown.
He's got the check. Verified?
Oh, it's 100% his account. Thank you very much for the follow. I'm a massive fan. My dad raises blah, 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 blah. Honor, just want to drop in and say thank you. So I go back. I check his account. He's not following me anymore.
Oh, you had it.
I had it. I said thank you, and that was the end of it. He's like, oh, this is not the right guy.
You talk about the Yankees. It's probably you. You know, I still have a Reggie Jackson rookie card in my collection. I got from my grandfather.
Oh, wow.
Okay, let's see if Reggie Jackson follows me.
Well, if he does, it's because he thinks you're the other Mark Ellis. Sorry.
Can I have this, please?
No, not really.
I'm sorry.
Why? He's going to follow you because you have his rookie card?
What did I say to you to hurt your feelings when I heard Reggie Jackson followed you? I was nothing. Rewind the tape. I was nothing but supportive.
You were pretty supportive. I don't know if you believe that when you even said
Every time I take out my phone, they think you're the baseball player.
Right.
Stupid.
Well, you're bitter about not seeing the dog.
I'm bitter about not being the baseball player.
About not being the baseball player.
All right, Reggie Reggie Mr. October.
Is that what it is?
Yeah,
it's got to be the one. Here and that. He should absolutely be able to have that.
All right.
He's not following you. Right?
Doesn't follow him. I don't follow him either, so he's probably waiting.
Probably waiting for you. But I looked, I'm like, I was looking at who else in our space he followed. Nobody. And I was like, how the hell? He probably suggested he meant to hit somebody else and hit mine.
He's the only guy whose nickname is a month and is legit. Because you have other people who come
cheater.
Okay, cute, adorable. He's not actually Mr. November. There can be another Mr. November. Tom Brady was called Mr. January or Mr. February. I remember the game, Christian. It was a great game.
Well,
but again,
once.
He doesn't.
What about the Diamondbacks?
You do not walk around. If he's walking down the street in New York.
No, you don't.
Next to Reggie Jackson.
No.
Tom Brady won a lot of Super Bowls. Never going to be Mr. January, Mr. February.
No. This guy's a month.
This guy is an actual.
100%.
There's only 11 other possibilities.
No. Well, look, this was very fun to do with you once again. I'm excited that we were able to do this, and thank you to you guys who joined us. Thank you again to the new subscribers that found us.
Hi,
and
welcome.
You're here. Yes, please make sure if you're just finding this episode and you have not subscribed, please do so. Please follow us on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, anywhere that podcasts are found. It's very important for us, because that helps us with great sponsors like QUIP and MANSCAPED that continues to help the show get going. There are no donations on this show. There are no interruptions on the show by the robot, to Mark's dismay, but we don't do any of that stuff. We just do pure conversation here, and we're glad that you guys are responding to it. I appreciate it. And lastly, please go on over to markellis.live. Go look at Mark's, all of his, he's got a lot of upcoming dates that you should check out. And on the 7th and the 8th at the New York Comedy Club, Ken Knapsack and myself will be joining Mark in New York, so please go and check out markellis.live. I think you can also get the tickets on the Schmodown Live.
Why don't you just put together the whole lineup?
Oh, what else? Well, I didn't put it. You put Ken on the show. I'm glad that he's on it, but you're the one that put him
You're
on.
both off the show.
Fine.
You're off the ticket.
You're off the ticket. That's it. I'm gonna do 50 and just take Mark's time. It goes up.
You know what? That night,
7 minutes.
Have at it, man. Have at it. Yeah, live your dream.
Yeah. All right. Listen, it's been a lot of fun. I'm excited. Always fun talking to you. You'll be back next week, maybe. And
they don't call me Mr. July for nothing.
No one calls you that. All right. Thank you, everybody, and we'll see you on the flip side.